All right, welcome on in, everybody. I am Ruler of Men, joined by Kanade. We have a nice walker set for you today. We have Cyberpunk Otters and the Mystic Sea Serpents. What are we expecting to see in this top band phase?
Well, the Athena's a pretty easy one. Chernobog, another easy pick. Probably the best god in the game still, even though he was just nerfed. Maybe some mage shoulders as well, but like most of these guys are kind of bad, so I don't know. I don't even think they care about those. They might just play warriors.
I mean, I thought that too. And then, with my three left thumbs, I managed to go crazy on Opwash solo, so, that might just be the play.
Yeah, but like, man, you gotta play them like a specific way. You know, you can't frontline, and I feel like every solo laner in this in this Walker division is just gonna straight line at people and just get blown up. And then you go look at the in the server and they'll just complain how mages are bad and bring warriors back and this that. We
That's
see a
fair.
Ganesha ban though.
Yeah, Ganesha definitely another one of those gods that just gets a lot of value for not doing a whole lot.
Hey man,
I'm gonna press two.
pretty
Mm,
hard to play the game when you can't cast anything.
exactly. When the god just tells you to shut up, you don't got much of a choice.
Exactly. Now you're catching on.
Yep, got
Wait,
the
are you?
Raijin. I think
Are,
he's still pretty good.
I think Rajin is still insane actually. I think
Hmm.
he's still the best mage solo right now. Even though he took a lot of nerfs recently. What yesterday when the patch dropped or Tuesday?
Tuesday, yeah.
He took a lot, but like he's still insane. Umoja still one of the best supports in the game as well. Crazy PO, crazy sustain. Easy ban.
And the rat, I love Rat right now. I think he's ridiculously strong for no good reason.
I agree. I mean, it's just because of his ultimate. Like he has
Hmm.
so much pressure you can just apply to any lane at any time. I think he is for sure like a top two or three jungler at the moment. Notably, one of the two picks that I was expecting to get banned are not going to get banned, being the Chernobog and the Maman. And I'm pretty sure that's what they're that's what they're thinking about right now. Which one they want to ban?
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I've been seeing a lot less Cherno bans. He's definitely still relevant, but I just don't see him as much.
Yeah, I don't
Especially
know.
playing ranked, it's just like, who cares? We just banned 10 junglers, hope for the best.
That's valid. No, jungle's actually a strong shot in the game right now, and it's kind of wild.
Pele, that's a good one. Pele, Brigitte, every jungler that can press buttons does work. That's fair.
So what this payday ban tells me is that they're conceding, right? They're gonna give up either the Chernobog or Maman, and they're gonna grab the other one, which I think is fine, right? You were kind of left in a situation after your first two bans, you double ban supports, where you had to ban one or the other, or leave them both open and just grab whichever one the other team doesn't grab.
Yeah, definitely leaving themselves enough good picks to not really care what the other team gets as a first pick, but maybe
I mean,
not exactly everything you want.
there's still plenty of like even outside of those two, there's still plenty of strong picks up. I think Karen's crazy underrated right now. He's up as well. You have the Morgan Le Fay, MILF very strong as well, especially in that solo lane. Where she can go the hybrid build. I was not expecting the Outwash first, considering both Maman and Chernobog were open. But they did not take either one. They opted for the Posh. Posh strong in lane, strong when it comes to these objective fights. Solid pressure on lane as well. A big, maybe not the best matchup in a Morgan Le Fay, and Chernobog again. Probably the best god in the game still, even after all the nerfs. So I mean, strong top two from. Uh,
Yeah, we start off with a nice top two, even the top three, you could say, Opwash, Morgan Le Fay, Chernobog, real good gods. Then we go into a different direction with this Donzaburo Kepri.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't like these two. I don't like this dueling that they got. I'm not a fan of it. I gotta say, Donza got a lot of buffs recently. I still don't think he's very good. He's not gonna play well in the Chernobog at all, or very well at all. They'll have solid, decent lane pressure depending on the support that gets grabbed. But Tiger's gonna have to be on point with this Capri. I assume she's going to support. I'm pretty sure she is. But yeah, she's gonna have to be on point with these revives because this top two that was drafted, this Morgan Le Fay and the Chernobog are gonna do a lot.
Yeah, definitely. I think the Kepri's just a really hard decision here too because we haven't seen a jungler. There's a couple executes. You could even see Achilles, Thanatos, Ao Kuang. So it's really tough just picking that early.
Realistic, I don't think we're really gonna see one of those executes. Maybe Ao Kwang is like the only one, but again, this in Walker, Thanatos kind of reign supreme. He's like a super popular pick down here for some reason. So I
Y-
mean,
Yeah, I mean, he just has the ability to just press 4, land on somebody's head, and put them on the gray screen. So
just insta
a
kill him.
little unlike the Poseidon, little similar, little not the same. Poseidon doesn't drop on your head. Instead, he actually comes from underneath. Just bing bang boom, you're on top of a kraken, and you don't have a health bar.
You can't just die. This Poseidon shit. This is the pick that should be going solo. Now that we see the Morgan Le Fay and the Poseidon. The Poseidon should be the one going solo, so you won't get insta killed by Kraken, but you're gonna lose like 75% of your HP, which is prime for Chernobog and Morgan Le Fay to clean up.
That's what I thought too. And then I played against a Chang'e. She had breastplate and she hit me for 2200 with ult in her one.
Well, yeah, but Breastplate's like kind of broken still, so I mean, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, but she had a defense item. Why does she
That's
one shot me as a jungler?
mage killing, man. It's broken. Have you read the mage passive? It's kind of dumb.
Yeah. What if you just got to do more damage for free?
You get more damage for existing. Nice job.
There we go. We do see a couple of those more annoying gods banned out, as well as that Brigette.
Yeah, Maman, Ama, solid bands. I'm surprised Maman didn't get grabbed. Maybe these guys just don't know how to play her and aren't confident in their play of her. They're just not gonna lock her in. Play it safe, banner. That's fine. The Nox is an interesting ban. I don't really know what Nox would do here. She's not exactly in the greatest spot right now. She's not bad by any means, but she's not as dominant as she once was. So it's surprising to see her banned.
Yeah, definitely. You only really think of seeing a Nox as maybe a target ban. Maybe they got some scouting in, said, "Ooh, their support can play Nox. I am not interested." That or they're just worried about getting locked down, especially for that Kraken to come in. So definitely interesting as we see Afro looking for the triple mage core.
So Afro kind of does everything Kepri does, but better.
Yeah,
You have the Undying Love, make whoever you're attached to immune to damage. Also
and
cleanses all
faster,
CC,
and
you're
gives them more
and
damage,
you're
and
faster. It's ridiculous how much you get from that. Just from
oh,
getting killed.
and give them prots.
And
Because
you get
why
prods,
not?
yeah, yep. It's crazy strong for no reason. And paired up with Chernobog, this dual lane is gonna be very strong, and they're gonna have to sustain to match that as well. So you're not gonna be able to poke them out completely because Afro's just gonna heal them up. You're also not gonna be able to really out clear them super well unless Donza just hard focuses wave and doesn't go for any poke.
Yeah, and right now what I'm kind of seeing is a counter engaged team coming out from the blue side. You have Hunbots, you have Alposh, you have these just massive team fights that you don't engage with.
I think Bats could be an engager, but you just don't have anybody that can keep up with you to follow up on it, right? Bats are gonna blink in, drop the Fear No Evil. Who's gonna be right next to him? Nobody.
Nobody.
Posh has no mobility.
Donza can't keep up with him.
Donza has
Kronos,
to ult in.
maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Alposh, you got to get Blink, and that's a tough one.
the Posh blink. What I thought.
You got to do what you got to do. And we see a Thor locked in, gonna
I
go ahead and grab themselves that semi-global.
I really like this draft that came out. The mythic I can't even say it. Mythic Sea Serpent is drafted right now. You have double globals basically with the between the Thor and the Chernobog. You have a whole lot of say through Afro. You have objective confirmation with Poseidon. Good, easy, safe damage and poke from Morgan Le Fay. I mean, I think this draft is kind of insane from them.
Yeah, definitely. It's a really strong draft, especially just character-wise, but I think it's going to be hard for them to just win team fights. They don't really have the team fight presence of an op wash and a and a Hunbot, so definitely going to be harder for them to take those full 5-on-5s. But they have a Thor; they don't really have to take a 5-on-5.
You have Chernobog as well. So like as the game gets later, guess what Chernobog's gonna do? He's gonna split push. During an objective fight, he's just gonna ult back over, right? Worst case, he gets a tower and he has to ult over and leave, or somebody is forced to back to respond to him as his game gets later, and this it's so free for Chernobog as well. I mean, letting him get through to begin with and not really matching it with anything, or not really drafting anything that can match it, is a bit rough for them. There's gonna have to be a lot of resources put towards this turnip block to make sure he doesn't get off to a crazy start and just snowball.
Yeah, Cherno definitely going to be a very interesting character to watch here. Just the ability to be, I'm not feeling the side of the map. I'm going to head to solo. Go ahead and steal my kill there. Oh, you're getting a kill? I'm just going to ult to get the slow proc on them, so I get an assist. My D,
We
my
take
D.
those. We take those. No, no, we take those. You do it
You
with
got a
new white players
solo
do it all
kill?
the time.
No, we got a kill.
It's our kill.
Oh, you're about to start a fight? I'm gonna new ult.
It's great. It's
the
really cool.
same energy.
I love these ultimates that they keep putting into the game that do that. It's great. It's so cool.
Yeah, why not?
Gotta hate it.
You got to. I mean, honestly, they haven't added anything global in a while. You know,
Karen's global.
kind of. It
It
doesn't
counts.
cover that much. It doesn't
Across the
cover
entire
that
map.
much.
It goes across the entire map. What do you mean?
Yeah, it's as wide as a lane though. It's not that big.
It's bigger than the Thor ult.
Yeah, it's definitely bigger than Thor ult, but you get a little more precision with a Thor ult.
That's valid. Unless you miss, which I have no doubt that Crumbrion over here is gonna miss at least 4 or 5.
That's fine. I've missed a couple point blank Charon waves. I'm not gonna lie.
But it has such a long windup,
It
It's
does.
understandable.
Like if they just decide to walk into you, like you're not hitting them. Just hey, by the way, I'm right next to you. I'm gonna spin in a circle around you. You're not hitting me. Yeah, as we start to get in here, I don't think there's anything too crazy going on with builds. Everything looking pretty normal.
Yeah.
Kepri, unfortunately not feeling like a chef today. No, he's in the kitchen. He has an Ankh first item. First
Oh,
relic.
we're going on. Why are we going on first? I'm confused.
It's got to be the tech, Ankh to deal with that early Afro sustain,
The problem
and
is,
he's just not decided on what kind of cooking he
oh, he's
wants
not
to get
cooking
done.
either. Tiger, come on, you're better than this. You gotta cook. Get your sturdy stew and call it a day.
No, it's fine. They're saving it for next game.
And notably, Tiger has not played Smite in a while. Consistently in a while. So
I wish that could be me.
She's still trying to catch back up to things and learn stuff again.
That's fine. It was probably a month of playing before I was like, hey, we should probably get a relic, not a relic, a recipe. And now I'm the guy in ranked that's like, hey, bud, hit the base.
It took a little bit for me to catch on to it as well. I'm not gonna lie, I kept forgetting about it because shards are just so good. I would get those, and just never look at the store after that because that's usually the last thing I buy before I leave.
It's just so irritating that they don't put them on the recommended page for most gods.
It really
isn't.
Like
just put it there. Don't make me think. Just let me go to the popular tab and click, done. Yeah, nothing too crazy going on.
Yeah, pretty slow start so far. None of these teams are really trying to fight aggressively or go super crazy. Or if it's being annoying and poking out.
Yeah, that is the name of the game if you are in the mid lane getting poked out by a Morgan Le Fay because you are a Chronos and you do not outrange. We see an Ankh popped early. Not quite sure what that was intended to do, but
We used it.
It's intimidation. I'm getting the cooldown out now, so you know I have it, so you're scared to heal in the future.
Notably though, Jacob is pretty low on mana here, so there could be a look over to him from Cumbrion if he wants to make this rotation over. I think he's level 3. Yeah, so he should have his wall up ready. It should be a fine gank if he wants to come look for it.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they're maybe trying to bait him out. No, he's just gonna go ahead and look for a little bit more farm. Not really interested in that gank there. Hunbot's looking to maybe make a rotation over. They see the shield buff's already cleared. Everybody's just gonna go back to mid lane, I guess. Ain't nothing better to do.
Nothing to do. We're not gonna look a rotation look for a rotation over. No real commitment to any fight. We choose Yonk. So that's gonna be down for a good while. I mean, this game, both these teams are just playing this super slow, just opting to farm it instead.
Yeah, and I mean, neither of these teams are really super early focused, so not too surprising. I mean, both of these junglers really just kind of shine once they hit that level 5, so should be seeing some action shortly.
Yeah, I expect when they hit level 5, we'll be seeing some big rotations over here. Junglers meeting up on a blue buff, looking for an invade onto the side, and I bet knows he's there.
Yeah, definitely got a showdown brewing for this here blue buff, but I mean, I would think Thor out secures that, and he is going to go ahead, drag it nice and far back. Blink comes out, doesn't manage to steal it, however.
Oh,
Whirlpool? Hello?
the Whirlpool has such a long. It has a wind up time, and until it's fully casted, it won't get the cripple.
I know, it just hurts my feelings, because you're like, no, he was in the Whirlpool, I swear.
Dude,
How can he jump?
it's so many times it's happened to me, man. It's like, oh, that should have crippled him, but it didn't because I'm bad and I didn't cast it fast enough.
He jumped on my Whirlpool, guys, he's cheating, I swear.
Speed hacks.
Nope, just unfortunate. Comes out fast, but not as fast as you would think. Ankh popped again. Good taunt comes out, goes ahead and secures that shield camp. Immediately wiped off of Tiger Girl on the Kepri. Shield what shield? You're just getting XP.
Getting a show buff though is pretty big. It's a huge amount. They did lower the amount of XP you get from it recently, but I mean it's still a lot. It's enough to get you a solid lead if you can just keep getting them continuously. I know one went over to Cyberpunk earlier when Crumbreon made a rotation, but I mean if Cyberpunk can keep grabbing them, I mean you're gonna be looking at a pretty solid lead for Jacob.
Yeah, that is one of those things. Those neutral camps do add up, especially over the course of a game. You really start seeing them. But I mean, it also is a pretty substantial buff as well. Even without the shield, it does go ahead and give prots.
Yeah.
So it can definitely make you last a lot longer in lane, especially on this first back.
Both the junglers are level 5 now. I expect to see something happen eventually from one of them. I'm hoping so. Both of them back, opting to continue farming. Not much on the map to look for outside of this farm. I have a void. Kind of poked out a good bit. It happens. Gonna play it safe on the tower and call it there. David's gonna grab this this totem. Go to a totem bandit.
Yep, gotta get the totem. 25 gold for the team, 125 overall. Just gonna get themselves a little bit of a lead. Not only that, it just helps with that mana. Oh, my ADC's low on mana, but he can just hit tower and boom, he's fine. Do you see the blink
big
come
Fear No
out?
Evil.
Good Fear No Evil. Unfortunately, the monkey bounces off the mark. Two people at low health. Alflash ult comes out. Crumbreon very low, but not quite falling. Tower shot for Rory.
Here. There's no way he goes back in. There's absolutely no way he goes back in. Okay, yeah.
Aww.
He's gonna get it.
No guts, no glory, but he does get to keep himself alive.
That's absolutely the correct play right there. Don't go in. You absolutely die there if Crumbreon went back in. Really good rotation from the guy names, my bad. From Rory. They had timer on the blue buff. Rotated over, dropped the Fear No Evil, free kill.
Yeah, just oh, there's two low health people at the blue buff. Let me go ahead and just take everything. They do go ahead and manage to secure the blue buff, but lose a life in the process. That is first blood as well. And that's not going to be fun.
Yeah, Kaiba had beats up. He would have lived there if he had just used them instead of just eating all that damage and then eating the on bats too.
Well, yeah, but like, I want to save my beads for my next life. You know?
That's true. That's right. My bad. That's the play.
Saving them for later. Not happens. So there's so many times where like I'm fine, and then it's just like, oh, I'm not fine. This Sun Wukong slow. I don't need to beat this.
I don't need to beat the slow.
I needed to beat the slow. It just happens.
Outwash was kind of guilty of that as well. You just kind of never like think about it until you're about to die from it.
Yeah, another thing that just crossed my mind. We picked Afro into the Outwash. That was top pick Outwash.
That was a top pick off wash. Stuns don't matter, I guess.
It didn't even process for a minute. That's a real tough matchup. Great damage comes out from Jacob, and honestly, this Donza might be onto something. He's one of those gods that just does a lot of damage with abilities. Don't have to hit too many autos with him, you know? Think that, you know, for especially these Walker Division games, you could see a lot of value in that. Just, I might miss my autos, but I'm gonna hit you for 800 with my one.
Oh, it's gonna be a big throw coming out. Oh, never mind, he missed. I didn't even go for it.
He wasn't going under tower for that, and I can't blame him. This early into the game, those hurt, as we do see Rory going ahead and getting active.
We saw the tower dive right there. I think Crumbrion could have gone for it.
Then you're under a tower and you're Opwash ulted, and it's so hard to say. But
No, you're
Rory
right.
definitely just getting active.
Yeah,
I'm getting a kill on every side of the lane. What's next? Mid lane? Where are we going?
Mid lane should be one of your big focal points. Again, they have a Chronos. Chronos not amazing right now, but I mean, if this game reaches like 30 or so minutes, it's still Chronos at the end of the day. He scales incredibly hard. He hits hard. And he obliterates objectives and towers, right? That's what you have to look forward to with this Chronos. If you let him get online and let him get a lead like he has right now. He has about half level over Poseidon at the moment.
Yeah, definitely getting a little bit of a farm advantage. Not going crazy on the player damage chart though. Currently looking at a pacifist kind of game. He says, actually, I'm just going to be split pushing. I'm going to just hit towers. Hit the wave. Why do I need to fight people?
I mean, just the only damage on the board right now is solo lane damage. Like, that's nothing damage, you know?
Aww.
It's just them hitting each other for no reason.
He broke the pacifist. Now he's at 110. Dang.
Wait, was he at 0 damage that whole
time?
Yeah,
he was at 0-0.
Oh, I didn't even realize.
Yeah. he was at 0 damage. Not just like, oh, he's not doing damage because he's early game Chronos. No, he was sitting with the 0.
That's big.
10 minutes in, that's the goat.
Big goose egg.
I don't need to hit people. Anyway, ain't worth my time. I'm just farming up.
I wonder Poseidon's been full health this entire time so far. Makes sense.
Poseidon?
The Lord Poseidon. Sorry.
Oh, my brain. there can't be a Poseidon in the game on the same team as the guy named Poseidon.
No.
That's not fair.
There has to be.
That's not fair.
That's how it works.
Yeah. Looking in, looks like I see a little bit of action over here on this left lane. Thor looking for a little bit of something. The shield camp is coming up.
We are sitting at a 2,000 gold lead for 10 minutes. That's not bad. I mean, if Cyberpunk's able to keep this momentum up and play these objectives that are coming up at least decently well, they should be able to snowball pretty hard.
Yeah, as we do go ahead and kick on over to the 11-minute point just about. Should be seeing some action real soon coming out for that beacon spawning in just another minute. Other than that, people just starting to get their items online. Nothing too crazy. And honestly, the biggest thing I see right now is the Afro versus the Kepri. Just Afro falling a little bit further behind.
I mean, but at the end of the day, the only thing you care about Afro is really the ultimate. She's not great when she's super down. Like, if she doesn't have a lot of gold, she's gonna be dying a lot. But in these early portions of the game, she shouldn't be getting 100 to 0. See if you're evil. Good beads coming out from Kaiba.
Beads come out. Cracking
he teleports back into the whirlpool.
All 4 ultimates used. No health bars depleted. We're not worried about it. That's just normal soul and stuff. Mages should just be able to live all the time ever.
Rory absolutely should have died there if Crumbrion had just turned around instead of getting juked out. Because Rory was sitting in the Poseidon whirlpool. He couldn't do anything about it. He couldn't jump out because it was fully cast this time. It just didn't. I guess he just lost track of him. It would definitely drop that kill there.
Yep, I was expecting some fight over this. Cyberpunks do have that, 2,500 gold lead or so, but Beacon Not worth it. We're not grouped up. We don't need any of that.
I think Beacon is massively overrated, right? I don't think it's definitely like strong for sure, but it's not worth throwing away your lead. You don't have the Fear No Evil right now. You don't have your Outwash to rotate over at the moment. It'd be a 4v4 without your best team fight all. I think not grouping for that and just letting them have it is absolutely the correct play.
Yeah, I definitely think there's an argument for that. I really just like getting active on that
I know.
first beacon, going for that team fight and saying, "Ooh, I'm getting a gold fury." As we see Crumbrion maybe looking for a little bit more action onto Dave. Nope, just looking to invade some camps. Can never be too sure, you know. Thor, he might be, halfway in the jungle, but probably still in range.
Oh wait a minute. I dread. Dable has teleport. Well, he should just be getting camp.
No.
I get taking a lot of poke here.
Wall not
Big
quite
Ankh.
on the mark. Ankh comes out, and there is no healing. Unfortunate Ankh, but it's just telling him to get away.
Does he even do that though? They actually care
Everybody
about it?
backed up. Everybody backed up.
Well, I think that's because Tiger was already on the tower and they had no more damage to put on her.
You just gotta let it work, you know.
Fair enough.
I told them to get away with the Ankh, and they got away. Was it because I was under tower? Probably, but that's not important.
Tiger, please change your totem. Thanks.
She changed it after she picked it up. We're getting
Oh,
there. On the next pickup, we'll have cooldown on it.
learning. That's big. Once again, though, we're back to a whole lot of nothing going on. Jacob's still farming. He's actually he's about the same level lead as before. Opting for early crit though, this isn't something you see too often. Usually the last two items would be your crit, if that's what you're gonna go for. You really need that penetration online though, that's why, you'll get the Executioner first. See, I'm pulling Gold Fury here.
Yeah. Everybody is around though.
They do have vision.
The Sea Serpents definitely playing this out, getting a little bit patient, getting themselves a good position. Rory in a really good spot looking for a little bit of a gang. Cyberpunk do manage to go ahead and secure that out. Crumbrion going into the back, getting some damage off. However, getting ticked down by this Chronos. Oh, not quite dead yet. Offwash in the building, dropping bodies just like his abilities picks up too.
All right, so I was laughing at him about the teleport, but I mean it came up big there. He got the teleport, easy rotation, good cleanup, 2 kills from. That was actually a really strong play. I mean, it was really sketchy on Cyberpunk to pull that to begin with. That fight could have gone really wrong for them.
Mm-hmm.
Tiger ends up falling for it after she dashed in it. I'm gonna chalk it up to that being an accident.
It was just a bait. You have to kill the bug if he dashes in front of you.
But yeah,
that also leads to you going into a Opwash and a Hunbot Soul. So like, who really won?
I mean, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's absolutely valid.
If you just use all of your abilities on the support, our backliners can kill you. That's how I like to look at it.
After that fight, though, Cyberpunk has a big gold lead at the moment, sitting at almost about 4K, just shy of it. And this game, I mean, if they don't get it under control, if Mystic, I keep wanting to say Mythic, if Mystic Sea Serpent doesn't get things under control and try and slow this game down a little bit, they're gonna be in a really rough position. You have a Kronos that has a lead already. You have a Donza with a lead. I haven't seen Crumbrion do much of anything. I think he's missed basically all of his throws, or they haven't been impactful. I mean, this game is gonna get rough for them if they're not able to stabilize.
Yeah, definitely haven't been quite finding the value you want out of that Thor. Generally looking to really just get around the map, hit that max range ult, and just take somebody out of the fight. Maybe just not communicating enough. I'd love to see him just go to solo, get a great ult down on top of this Outwash. Stunned right into a Kraken. Bing bang boom, he's dead. But only time will tell. Opwash using the ult defensively, saying, "You cannot have my blue. I love it."
Why not? He has the breastplate already. He's basically full CDR. He'll have it up in 60 seconds. Notably though, Jacob does not have ultimate. I think all he has is beats at the moment. Upgrades the beats actually early. Not something you see all that often.
Definitely a good option. I mean, for 300 gold, the amount of cooldown you get off it is well worth it. It's
I
one
think
of
it's
those things that you're just like, I don't have enough gold for my next item, but like I gotta get something. I'm not leaving the base empty.
just get a red pot then.
Nah, nah, I only got 450 gold, not 500. Think I'm out
Oh,
here rolling in money? Come on.
that's a T1 item.
Exactly.
Maybe you can't go here onto Savashine.
Savage in a little bit of a rough spot here. Fear No Evil is used, and that Donza Purse damage comes out, lands an ability, maybe even a crit, and your health bar is just absolutely gone. And again, Rory is just getting so much value.
I
80% kill participation.
I think the problem right now that we're seeing is like they're just the one Savashine knew the Hunbats was there, but tried to fight back. Didn't use beats to try and live, or use the ult, which would have guaranteed that they live. They're kind of just feeding free kills over to this Hunbats right now, and again, Hunbats isn't the hardest hitting jungler in the game, but he is still an assassin at the end of the day. He will one-shot somebody as this game gets later, and he still has one of the best teamfight ultimates in the game in the Fear No Evil. As of right now, he's just using one person here or there to get the kills. But I mean, as the game gets later, and these team fights, everybody starts grouping up. He'll be able to do significant damage and have a big impact.
Yeah, I mean, even if he's just able to get one every time he uses his ult, that's perfect.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I think that's one of the real big differences I'm seeing here is Hunbots is just ulting. He sees a person, he runs at them, he presses forward. This Thor isn't just ulting. He's not looking for it. He's not getting aggressive like that. He's not making those plays.
And that's the only Fury getting pulled right now. This one should be free unless Parmeon steps up and tries to make an attempt. I don't think he. Oh, goes for the ult instead.
Goes for the ult.
Oh, Savage trying to get out of there.
So many people over here. We do see a nice play coming out from the rest of the
big stun!
Great stun comes out. Not going to use the wall to help save his ADC, and that is going to be an unfortunately dead Chernobog. As we see Big Fire pulled. I thought they were just on Pyro, but they said, actually, we'll just take the whole fire.
It's such a good call, but
is kind of sniffing though.
They don't have the DPS for it.
Smells like Fire Giant over here. They do still have that Kraken available, so if they can get this low enough, Kraken comes out, does not secure, and Chrono steals it away. That is the worst possible outcome.
Oh, and they lose like
kill.
Everybody does.
Two. We are in a really rough spot here. We're deciding in a world of hurt. Aegis forced out. One shot. Jump is not quite on the mark, but it is not going to matter. There is nowhere to run. 3 down. They steal the FG, and they are pushing down this mid lane while they have Oni waves.
Yeah, Kaiba left the Fire Giant at like, it had to be less than like 300 HP, and just DDM just steps up, autos at once, and is able to steal it. Yeah, that's tragic, and you truly hate to see it. You got 3 kills after that, and just pushing his Phoenix now. There should be a free Phoenix also.
Yeah. Kebri taking a little bit of damage. Thor ult coming out.
Another big stun.
Down. Great stun comes out. Good Kebri ult on themselves. Saying you can't have a single one of us. Gonna go ahead and start ticking back up with that Fire Giant sustain. And that is just a 21-minute middle Phoenix.
Yeah, this game was like kind of sort of even, throughout it. But now just in complete control of Cyberpunk, up 12,000 gold. About to be 13 once they get this. I mean, they're
using the ult there, not necessarily what I would have loved to see. They do go ahead and grab that tier 2, but you're not going to have enough gas in the tank after using both of their team fight ults to think about pushing that Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, they don't even need to push that Phoenix. They're sitting on so much gold and a lot of power spikes right now. Back resetting, you got the mid Phoenix, that's cool. Now you can push the left lane, you can take that last T2, and you can probably look for this left Phoenix as well.
Yeah, definitely. They are in the driver's seat for sure. It's their game to lose at this point.
No, yeah, absolutely.
It's no longer Mystic's game to win. It's Cyberpunk's game to lose. And I mean, it's definitely possible.
Most of the problem coming out right now, honestly, like we've said it before, but Parmeon just not being able to get active. We've seen him hit a couple of 3-4 man ults, but there's no follow up, to help him out afterwards to secure those kills. Yeah,
and I mean, he's just going to have such a hard time killing. he's 4 levels down in that jungle matchup. Just Rory has been everywhere. 7 assists, 9 out of 10 kill participation. But we do see Jacob in a little bit of a sticky situation here, getting caught out by nobody. Nobody. He's drifting away. Kronos
they didn't
going
see
to
him
go. They didn't see him. He snuck past them.
Why did they
Nobody
just
knows
fall
where
off?
anybody else
What's
is on the
going
map.
on
This
here?
is
What
this
am I
is
looking
insane.
at? There's no way. There's no way they've completely walked right past. I don't. Okay. And they have no idea they're behind them either. Like this could be a really insane, massive big brain flank coming out right here from Cyberpunk.
Yeah. Rory going to be having that
What
cooldown.
3-man
Kronos
stun,
he just did like 1500 damage. Donza ult comes out, 1 down, 2 down. We're in the fields, 3 down. Crumbrion gets the ult out, making sure it's not going to be a deicide, at least not yet. Afro taken down, uses the heal, going to get stunned just briefly, but it's not going to be enough. Great Kepri pull comes back, grabs that one,
game.
and
This is just a game.
Just walk it down. There we go.
Yeah, just run it
They
down.
were like, do we stop and get the gold though? No, at this point you got 4 kills.
Everybody's
You
dead for
can end the
15 more seconds. The only one up is Crumbrion. He's not gonna 1v5. There's no way he can. Oh, that's unfortunate. Titans left right at that moment. Unlucky. This game's gonna go a little longer.
They've been trolled by Rory. Rory sat on the beacon while it happened. You've been sabotaged by your own team. No.
Oh,
the game was over, except it's not.
They're sitting at a 16,000 gold lead. I mean, this game is just. I hate to say on Elizabeth because hey, I've seen crazier things happen, but I mean, there's okay. We're up. I don't know about that. But yeah, I mean, this game is just it's such a dominant position for Cyberpunk. I don't really see how anything goes wrong for them outside of somebody hard.
I hate to see them backing up here with all those waves starting to crash into the fountain. I think if they just took that fight at the T2, they forced that mid Phoenix down. They forced damage on the Titan.
They're playing it safe. I respect it. They're gonna, they'll go head back over to Fire Giant and grab it again. And I think once they get the second Fire Giant, they'll push up left lane again, and that should be a left ward going down. As long as they play it right.
There we go. Rory DC'd like a minute and a half ago.
That's big.
They've just been hanging out.
I mean, he's already level
Finally
20.
decided to go ahead and pause. Exactly. He ain't missing out on anything.
Yeah.
We all just backed anyway. But yeah, gonna give him just a minute to DC. But let's look at builds. Anything you see that really catches your eye?
E-Staff on Posh. Their staff hasn't been great ever since it got nerfed. It was like insane, but then it got super nerfed. That's like the biggest thing, I guess. Everybody else's builds are kind of normal. Soul Gem on Morgan Fey isn't like standard, but it's not bad either. These guys are kind of just vanilla building. I think what's more important is that Sabotron is 0-5 on the best god in the game.
Yeah, I mean, we also, I was kind of looking at the item that Poseidon's building into now.
Oh, the ring? No, that's like kind of normal.
Typhon's just so good.
Yeah, no, they absolutely should go Typhons, like 100%. There's no reason to not buy it.
It's just pen. It's OP. You
At
got
this
the Vumba's hammer. I don't see that too often.
He cooldown for Hunbat's standard 30% CDR. Wait, is he's overcap right now actually? No, he's at 40.
No, but when he buys the 500 baht, he's overcapped.
Honestly, man, now I'm thinking about it. Why is he going a ring right now? What ring could you possibly want at this point in the game? Your max CD, you're almost max CDR. You're 30%. Your blue buff gets you 40.
Yeah.
Are you gonna buy hastened?
Maybe.
But why?
Why not? He's got to be able to get away from him somehow. I mean, what if Kronos tries to run him down? He's got to be able to get away.
Well, he's gonna have to turn around to auto him, and I'm pretty sure Kronos still chases him down.
Probably. I'm trying to come up with excuses. All right, I
mean, Poseidon just
you can't just leave him out to dry.
He presses 2, and he gets like 40% movement speed. And it's basically permanent because it's basically permanent because the cooldown he has, I think it's like it not brings it down to 6 seconds. and the stem lasts 5 seconds.
Yeah, something like that. It's a quite long one.
It's basically up all the time is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, as we do see game finally unpausing. Mid Phoenix in a little bit of danger. Morgan's going to have to go ahead and deal with that as we go ahead and set up towards this Fire Giant. Right on schedule.
Fire Giant's gonna spawn. This should just be an instant pull. Oh, never mind, it's not because
We have 2 auto attackers and 0 tanks.
But at this point, Kronos has the attack speed. He has the Polynomicon. He has like everything he needs to just basically one shot. You know, whatever's in front of him.
Oh yeah, no, they definitely could have done it, the 2 of them, but I respect them. It's a team effort, you know. Got to get the whole team involved.
Everybody needs credit.
We're struggling out here. Kepri's just getting hit by the Fire Giant. It looked fun. Going for a little roller coaster ride.
Wait a minute, what are you doing up there, Thomas? Or Thomas. Jesus, likely.
Yeah. Definitely in a little bit of a tough position. Ult is forced out. That is the Hunbot's ult though, used for a retreating support Afro. It's gonna be a little tough to siege into this middle Phoenix without it. As we do go ahead and look into it.
And once again, you are down your best team fight. I do like this call to not push it and just go to the left lane, get this T2, this last T2 on the map, and then you can start looking for it. You know, Hunbat should have the ult up within the next 30 or so seconds. And at that point, you'll still have EF or Fire Giant rather. So you can just look for it. You know, you look for a blink Hunbat's ult, and if that goes well, it should just be the end of the game, right? Like, I don't really see what Sea Serpents do to really stop it.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of patience from Cyberpunk, but I don't think they need it. You know, that's where I'm sitting. Like, yeah, they're playing this real clean, but you know, 15, 17, 18k up. I don't know how much safer they need to be. I mean, realistically, Devo just walks in there, presses 4, and they win the game.
Oh, there goes that Phoenix again.
Phoenix is down. Hunbot's ult goes great. That is 2 down at the start. Great 4-man ult gets DDM half health. Barely escapes into the fountain. But this Titan is a little exposed. Actually getting some great. Now Kaiba hits a massive Kraken, forcing them off. Tiger Girl in a really rough position here, going to go ahead and fall. And this is what Mystic needed to stay in the game. They aren't back, but they're alive. They're surviving. They have more chances to get back into the game now.
Yeah, that should have been game right there, right? That should have been the end of the game. But then Kaiba came up huge with a giant 3-man Kraken. I mean, yeah, that's just like the perfect defense play you could ask for.
Yeah,
hasn't really had a lot of
4-man dunk into 3-man Kraken. There's not much more you can ask for.
That's what people dream of, man.
That's it. I want all 5. 4 isn't good enough for a dunk. Give me all 5. But no, that was definitely a great fight coming out of Mystic Sea Serpents, and honestly, I'm not sure what the Otters were thinking there. They go in, they kind of feather step in and out of that Titan, actually healing it right back up to full HP. It was at about half. As we see Rory yet again DC. Looks like we're having a little bit of connection issues coming out of the jungler, so hopefully going to be able to play just as well in the next game.
That's absolutely not who you need to be having internet problems at the moment. The Hunbat's ult is just so important for these fights for them. It's opened up every single fight they've had, and it's been what's been setting up their dude. That's not. It's what's setting up their kills essentially, right? It's what's setting up their kills, and it's what's gotten them with to the lead they have right now. You're up 20,000 gold. Most of that's on your Hunbats.
Yeah, I'm sure he's looking pretty good in that money department. Bomb dropped, Phoenix dropped just as quickly. Ooh. Savashine in a really bad spot, gets the dash into the wall, not able to be followed up on. Umbreon off the mark, still a great wall, hits 3, 1 kill already for the Thor. Donza looking to make his way out. Dave not looking too good there, going to go ahead and fall in Mystic Sea Serpents is back into the game. I mean, they're surviving.
I mean,
They
they
pick
could
up
probably
3.
they're dead for so long. There's the 5v1. I mean, could
Hey,
maybe
hey,
run
hey
it
guys,
down.
there's minions hitting the Titan. They hurt.
What kind of back he's dealing with those now? And you see everybody else just kind of running it down mid right now, looking for this T2. I mean, it's unfortunate that Rory DC'd, but I mean, if you're Sea Serpent, you'll take what you can get. You were not in a good spot for a large majority of this game.
Oh yeah. No, definitely. You have to take what you can get. They can smell the blood in the water. Rory just isn't there, and they're able to just make their way back into this game slowly but surely. What was a 20k lead? Now we're looking at a 15k lead. Now we're looking at maybe they got enough pressure to go for fire. Maybe they got a couple of their birds up. So
Baby steps.
exactly. Oh, he's back. Okay, cool.
Back?
No
Alright, cool.
longer
Yeah.
no longer got the red mark on him.
This game should be free. Otters will take it with this next fight. With the CFG. No, I'm joking. I mean, Sea Serpents just playing these defenses really well. Admittedly, the last one was a 4v5, so I mean, a bit different concerning again where he was still DC'd. But I mean, even the defense before that, I mean, the amount of damage that Rory was that Kai was putting out now is actually respectable. He's kind of just one-shotting people with Kraken. I'm going to the air right now. Oh, Carmion going into the air, looking for the dunk.
Ooh, Savashine in a tough spot there. Cyberpunk Otters do manage to secure it. Crumbreon in a real tough spot. Forced to beads. Gets the hammer out. Savashine not so lucky. Going to have to pay with their lives. They're looking to get ran down. Offwash doing what he can, but doesn't have any CC if she doesn't use the heal.
The How to Fear No Evil available. I mean, this could be a really good fight. This could be the game-winning fight right here. You're down your AUC. A lot of damage you're missing out on. Most of this is going to come on to Kaiba.
Down 3 birds, down an EFG, as we are past that 30-minute point. And honestly, Rory and Davo walk in there and press for this Titan dies.
And there it is. There's
Fear No Evil
and yeah, game.
And the Titan's dead. Not the laugh spam.
Oh.
No.
The Rory wasn't even in the game for like 80% of it. Jesus, that's so unlucky.
That's tough.
If it wasn't for the fact they're already down like 87k gold, right? I think they could have made it. They could have made something happen there with that DC.
Yeah, I mean they were definitely coming back into it, but unfortunately Rory comes back, drops a Fear No Evil, and they end out that game. Otherwise, nothing too crazy going on. Just great play coming out of the Otters. They just get their lead and they just continue to press it. That's what I love to see.
It's like we're saying. It's
okay.
it's like we're saying. Oh, sorry. It was like we were saying earlier, though. I mean, like they drafted the Thor in Chernobog and did absolutely nothing with it, right? Crumbreon went in like ulted. I think like he had a couple of good ults, but again, they were at the end of fights when there was nobody else on his team alive, and at that point, it's like, what do? You have to hope you can get somebody and then get out alive, or you're gonna trade your life as well for one, which isn't worth it. Savashine 1 and 7 on a Chernobog, it's something you don't like to see. 10,000 damage, basically nothing. I mean,
it's more than the Chrono.
Yeah, but look at the structure damage that Chronos has, right? 8,000 structure damage.
That's about
I mean,
as much structure damage as player damage.
You're drafting. If you're drafting Chronos dog, that's all you're doing. You're just looking to push towers, right? That's your entire
I'm
purpose in
pushing
life.
towers with my poly. I mean, he did just solo the right Phoenix.
That's what I'm saying.
When everybody was in left.
You just one-shot towers.
But yeah, other than that, we're gonna take a short break as we work into our game number 2. Welcome back, everybody. Just some brief technical issues as we get back on into this, right where we were. And we're seeing pretty standard bands come out. We saw the Outwash go really well, so swapping that up just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean the top 3 bands on the side of Sea Serpents is basically different at this point. I mean, at least from the 2 we've seen. These are picks that like like you were saying, the Posh kind of popped off. Mama Brigitte banned. She was banned in the second phase last time. I don't
Yeah.
know if anybody's even gonna look at her.
I feel like maybe they're just like saying people just forgot about it last game because nobody thinks about that god, you know.
Well, she was banned though, so they definitely didn't forget about her. At least,
I think they're just like, oh, it's second phase and they have the next pick. Oh, we got to ban her. They must have forgot
that's fair.
getting her banned out as we do see the Athena ban. Pele was banned last game, not this game. Going to make it through that first pick.
I I love Peta, right? She's like my favorite god in the game, but I don't know if she's like worth a top pick, especially with like this Poseidon up. The Donza Bro looked very good, from Jacob. So I mean, I would have preferred him to not be back on that again. He looked very confident. He was ulting in, ulting. When your Donza's ulting in, that's when you know things are kind of going wrong for you. All right. um, and game matched up by a soul. I mean, you'll have pressure, but with all the hits that Mage ADCs kind of took, I mean, I don't even know if they're viable right now.
Yeah, they're definitely in a really tough spot after all of the nerfs. I mean, it felt like half of the patch was just you can't play mage as an ADC anymore. Every item nerfed.
I mean, it was a bit
But
rough for them.
I mean, if you're comfortable on it, if you know you can perform, it doesn't matter if you do. Oh, I do 30 less damage a hit. Who cares? Just get out there and do some damage.
Is Pele coming out? I know this was something last season that Poseidon was playing in mid every so often. I wonder if it's going back to him. Hercules coming out. I think Hercules is kind of underrated right now. One of the best warriors when it comes to matching up against these mage solos. So I mean, I like this pick actually. I think it's pretty solid overall. But yeah, again, this Pele is really flexible god. Can go jungle, can go solo. They have Hercules, so it's not going to go solo, but it can also play in the mid lane. There's a lot of flexibility, a lot of versatility. I'm just curious on where she's gonna go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely leaning towards that jungle role, but Hercules, like you were saying, is going to be really good if that turns into a Poseidon solo rather than maybe a Poseidon mid or a Poseidon jungle. I mean, there's one thing that mages can't do, and that is fight a Hercules in the early game. He hits two abilities, all of a sudden he just has way too much power because you have it built into your class. It's his passive. You hit me, I'm gonna hit you harder. As we see Morgan Le Fay banned, not gonna be seeing a return this game.
A lot of bans overall. This horse is actually a pretty strong pick as well with this Poseidon. I mean, you get hit with a fracture, you're gonna get cracked, and then you're probably just gonna die regardless of wherever this Poseidon's going, whether it be mid or solo. I would prefer the Poseidon go solo. I think he has a lot less hard matchups there, and he's not as easy to gank. Uh, but I mean, again, he's another god that's pretty flexible. You can see him you'll see him in the jungle every so often as well.
But yeah, like you were saying, I love the Horus there. I mean, he just offers so much CC setup, and even his healing is nothing to scoff at. So having him paired with a Poseidon would certainly be good. As we see the Rat was banned in the first phase of last game, actually making it all the way through to the 10th ban.
Yeah, Ben really late. Wasn't even looked at by the Otters. I mean, a strong pick overall. Just kind of taken off the board. I wonder what that leaves him with though. That Rory's able to play. He could always run back the Hun Bats. He looked very good on it. Looked extremely comfortable, and there wasn't really a lot that was done to go again. Oh, Persephone. I cut myself off, but this is not a pick you see ever.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of mages in the game, and like Persephone usually isn't one, you know?
The problem for Stephanie is that just her first like 8 levels are so bad, right? She doesn't clear wave particularly well. She has like decent poke with the plants, but it's nothing amazing. It's basically worse than a Morgan Le Fay. You're gonna be leaning up against this Persephone or this Tiamat, excuse me. Uh, Tiamat's gonna scale a lot harder than you in the late game. Has a lot more abilities to spam. This Persephone pick is really weird. Honestly, they don't have great burn on objectives. Uh, they don't have great secure either. They have good lockdown though. They have a lot of lockdown, and that's their entire team comp. They're gonna be looking to fight here pretty often.
Yeah, we do see the Kepri picked up. swapping teams, but at least the pick comes back, and I really like what they're going for on the Sea Serpents. You have the Pele Kepri combo where you go in as Pele, you might get 2 kills, or you might instantly die. There's two Pele outcomes. You kill everybody or you instantly die. So having that paired up as well as with the Tiamat, Tiamat says, "Oh, by the way, I can jump in. I'm in ground stance now. I don't take damage." So I really like that. That gives them a lot of really potent dive with the Pele Tiamat Hercules. And we see the Ao Kwang coming out. Ao Kwang, one of them I was kind of hoping to see it last game as a counter pick into the Kepri, but the very least we'll see it this game. Execute versus Rez, who will win? The Execute wins, but only if you hit the right person.
This will force likely though into a beads most likely. I mean, Ao Kwang's so good against these supports because a lot of times they won't even build beads because they don't even think about it.
Yep.
And Ao Kwang isn't gonna execute me. He's not gonna grab me. He's gonna go for a squishy or somebody else. But I mean, if you're an Ao Kwang, right, and you see a support with no beads, that should just be your number one target basically every time. Outside of when somebody's like already low and you can clean up the kill.
Especially a Kepri. He doesn't have a good way to get you off of him.
Yeah.
He's got a root. If he pulls you, you're killing him.
Yeah, you're just autoing
You
him
you
down.
just pulled me into free damage. Thank you. Like, so I'd love to see him focus on that Kepri. Gonna need to see beads out of out of oh god, brain likely.
I think the draft that came out that the Otters managed to put together is very strong, though. They have a lot of single target damage. A lot of single target CC with the Horus, usually with the Poseidon, Don's as well, usually single target CC. But I mean, the amount of damage output they have to follow up with that is kind of insane. Just between not even taking Persephone, because again, I don't think Persephone is particularly strong right now. But I mean, between the Poseidon Kraken, you have the Donza damage. There's a lot.
Yeah, definitely a ton of burst damage. A pretty big difference compared to their game one draft where we really just saw their emphasis on we have a Hunbots and an Opwash and we're just going to press forward and win the game. So gonna have to see how they're able to play this less beginner friendly comp, I would say. It's harder to hit abilities, when they're not just massive circles.
Not massive circles or giant, squares.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm excited to see how they're able to manage that. If they're able to play both play styles pretty well, it's going to make them pretty tough to go against.
Yeah, a team that's versatile is very hard to play against, like you were saying. I mean, they could kind of just put out any comp they want and still look good on it. That's really never fun to go against.
Exactly. We'll just ban this god, this god, and this god. Well, that's fine because we're just gonna play a full dive team next time, or we're gonna play a full CC team, and you just never know what's gonna come out. How do you draft when you have no idea what the other team's bringing?
Exactly. Oh, Attacker learned how to cook.
Not getting caught lacking this time. We do see another relic choice coming out. We do see Tiger Girl with the Sunder. That's something I love.
Okay, yeah, this is one I like, right? They actually have damage to follow up with it as well. It's not just an Ankh that's maybe doing something. This is a much more aggressive start coming out from them, and I really like it.
I mean, if we see Horus land a Sunder Claw Shard into their combo, you're gonna see them do like half health to a Kepri. Wave one, like it. That won't be fair.
It might actually die. Not gonna lie.
I mean, with the Donza following up for sure, could definitely see an early death there.
Jacob opting for the Claw Shard, not something you see, not excuse me, not Claw Shard, the Horn Shard. Not really something you see all that often on an auto attack ADC. I don't know why he didn't just go Wing Shard. You have a lot more DPS output that way, but I mean he went it.
I mean, I think it's just kind of maybe how they want to play. I'm playing Donza. I'm not going a god with stims. I'm not going for massive auto attacks. I'm just gonna hit you with a big chunky ability. So getting that up just a little bit faster might be more their speed. I can miss autos, but big old abilities ain't happening.
Donza do be having lines and circles.
Yep, as we get to lane, nothing too crazy going on. Not getting too much pressure with that Khepri soul like you would think. Not Khepri, oh god. Where is my head? It was too late. 10:30. Out of the Horus Donza, you would think they would have some pressure, but I guess soul does mitigate a lot of that.
Yeah, Soul mitigates a lot of it, and you know, is able to output a lot more, a lot to match it as well. So early damage, nothing to really sneeze at.
Yeah. That's probably where we're going to see most of our action, though, as we do see Cyberpunk able to get out just barely. Great damage onto Tiger Girl. Not having as much fun as you'd like to in this lane.
But she might die here.
Super
Oh, she
low.
does.
One auto comes out, and just because you're behind the bastion doesn't mean you're safe. Still going to go ahead and claim that first blood. Nice and early. Wave 2.
You can't be stepping up early game into a soul like that. I mean, it's just so much. It just does too much damage.
Yeah, just so much damage. Grabs the first blood, and that's going to be a precedent lane. That's a god that just absolutely pumps out damage, pumps out poke, and with a lead that's just going to be really hard for Jacob to deal with.
Yeah, there's a lot of gods you really don't want to have a lead, and this is one of them. It's Soul.
Yeah, and one god that feels really bad from behind would be Horus. So definitely how you want the game to be playing out if you are a Sea Serpent fan.
The first bashing right now, 2.5 minutes. Yeah, this is what Soul brings, right? A lot of pressure, a lot of free tower damage. This T1 tower might actually go down like before 10 minutes. That's how good her tower damage is.
Yeah, I mean, you get one more pick in this lane and it could very easily just fall. On the other side of the map, we're seeing a lot of pressure come out from Devo as well. Kaiba Boy just not having a good time, getting absolutely hammered by this Poseidon.
Yeah, he's gonna lose his blue too as a result of it. Alright, Hercules solid in the mages, not solid without his blue.
Yeah, not too solid without his blue, and cracking down, gets the backstep, not in the shop. A guy like me probably dies to that.
I die there 10 times out of 10.
I'm
I'm dead there 10 times out of 10, man.
buying items and I'm like, oh, that he cracking. Oops. But yeah, he loses the blue. Alquan goes ahead and steal those back camps away as well, and that's not going to be good. He's going to have a little bit of a lead on this Pele. Goes ahead and ticks 5 first. And Alquan it's so hard to fight.
I mean, Pele's another god, just like this Horus, that like doesn't play very well from behind. She doesn't do a whole lot. If she's not able to, you know, secure a lead. You're playing Pele. She's a very aggressive god, especially in the early. She's a very strong early game, so you want to be in there getting active like from the jump of the game, as soon as you hit like level 2 or 3. But if you're not doing that, you're kind of just, you know, doing a whole lot of nothing. And I mean, if Carmion has a repeat of what he did on the Thor last game, not gonna be a whole lot. It's not gonna be much better for him.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, certainly wasn't too aggressive last game. Wasn't going for those big ego plays where you just say, "Hey, I'm a jungler. I'm going to go ahead and kill that guy." Like right there, I think that they had a realistic chance of killing the Horus there. 2 level 4s. Pele has ult. Horus is, you know, maybe 30% HP, but just not gonna look for those kills. Playing maybe a little bit too conservatively.
Yeah, and honestly, that's kind of what cost them that game 1. You know, playing the game playing too slow, not really doing a whole lot. Again, if they keep this up, I mean, putting no pressure on anything. Yeah. Rotation coming over here from Rory into his dual lane. Solo kill.
Solo kill. Rory going to go ahead and pick one up for himself. One down. Donza ult going to land on the Disapparate. Not going to be able to grab themselves a second. Lord Poseidon also grabbing a kill. Gets his own solo. Everybody gets a solo. Kaiba, Lord Poseidon. Everybody's getting themselves on the board. Definitely looking a little bit better than that game 1. However, they're still at a somewhat deficit on the gold. They're still looking at like 700, even with their kill lead.
And most that's from those blue or that blue invade and the first blood bounty that they got.
Yeah, I mean, Cyberpunk Otters playing the map well. Whether or not they're getting all the kills they were game one, they're still playing the map really well.
Yeah, most of their leads on Rory, because again, you saw the back camp invades, the blue buff invade. I mean, Rory's getting active around this map, which is something you'd rather see on the Pele. And the Pele to be doing if she wants to have a chance to stay in this game. She's right down a level. Kai was getting invaded again.
Yeah, and he has to be careful. Kraken isn't up, but he doesn't know that.
Oh,
Ooh,
went pretty old.
Excavate off the mark, not going to be able to secure that out. Poseidon grabs himself the second enemy blue buff of the game, and that is unfortunate. You get soloed in lane, and then you just come back and you just start swinging.
Kraken's back up though. Kaiba has to be careful, playing a bit greedy here.
Doesn't want to miss out on the wave. Doesn't have TP for another 45. I mean, eventually you're going to have to miss some farm. And these minions all alone are doing some damage to him.
I imagine if he died to minions right there, that'd been great.
I've seen worse. I mean, I died recently to minions.
I've never died to a minion in my life.
I do it in jungle. I'll be playing like Naja, and it's like, nah, my heal will be big enough, trust, and then, no, it wasn't big enough. Level 3 Naja just can't clear that buff at 200 health. What are you thinking?
That last auto takes so long to cast.
It does, but it does so much damage.
It does so much damage, but it takes like 2 seconds to cast, and it's like a 2-second recovery after. It's rough. Honestly, like you have to auto cancel if you want to get like get something out of it, but
yeah, but definitely, I mean, minions are certainly a threat. As much as nobody wants to admit it, everybody's been like, dang, those minions are scary.
minions got hands.
They do, and they don't care about their KD. They know they're taking an L. The res on the mark gets them disengaged, gets a little bit of a speed boost, but it was a tough position. You have the Ao Kwang there, as we see 4 people at the tier 1 tower in duo. Other side of the map, we do see Crumbrion maybe looking to get a little bit active onto this Poseidon, driving strike on the mark over there, but this is just over. There's nothing you're doing under this tower.
Horus they're getting greedy here though.
Not quite, nope. And we're up.
I'm telling you, Ao Kwang execute one of the stupidest abilities in this game. You saw he latched on and chased through the entire dash. Yeah.
It's like old Loki, you can't miss it. You press 4 on somebody, it doesn't matter if they dash, it doesn't matter what they do. You're getting hit by it 10 feet away.
It does the same thing to Mercury. If Mercury ults at the right time, you'll follow or go with him the entire way and still grab him.
Yeah, do go ahead and get that Gold Fury as well. And I mean, that was definitely a really well executed plan from Cyberpunk.
Yeah. And that was just clean of a early game gank I think I've seen.
They send 4 people over there and they say, "We're gonna get this and we're gonna get Gold Fury." They do. They
give up
grab
a bit
2 kills.
Farm.
They get Gold Fury. I mean, they give up a smidge of farm, but they're looking at a 3K gold lead.
That's true. 3K gold lead. This is basically exactly where they were at in game 1. I think they were a little shy of this, maybe at 2K, 2.5, something like that. But they were in a very similar position last game, and you saw how hard they snowballed. Got Fire Giant and immediately jumped up 20K gold right after that.
Yeah, it was right after they got their first Gold Fury, they really just kind of walked the map, got everything they wanted, and they were all of a sudden 5, 6K up, 7K, 8K, 9K, 15K. It just does snowball if they're able to play the map well. Excavate off the mark. Tidal Wave coming out, getting some damage, but not going to be too much. Ao Kwang looking to come over, and this is a Hercules that does not have beads. If he is touched by an execute, he is dead. Kraken on the mark.
That's right, bud. Oh, the heal! Stalled it a little bit longer, but the end is the same.
It was close. I mean, Rory was looking for that kill, whether he died or not. You saw the look in his eyes.
I think if he managed to get that dash off, that would have been a dead Ao Kwang.
That tower hurts early game. 10 minutes in, it's hitting for 100, 150, 200. You're like, wait a minute. Persephone ult coming out, getting some good damage on Crumbreon. Likely is also in a little bit of trouble taking some damage. Soul ult is used for a little bit of heal. Tiger Girl looking for a little bit of aggression. Throne is in a really bad spot there. Shell is used. Jacob still just pumping out damage. Good taunt comes out. However, Lord Poseidon has rotated, going to make his meltdown impact here. Tiger Girl going to go ahead and fall there. Jacob falls on the back end, and that is a great rotation coming out. Solo laner comes, the mid laner comes, and they're able to turn a bad situation into a great one.
Yeah, extremely good rotation, like you said, from Kaiba. I mean, rotates over, gets a kill as well. That makes it worth it. He died there, but I mean, he's still down to levels. It's kind of a bit unfortunate that he made the rotation all the way over there and missed on a lot of farm. But I mean, your team gets a kill. You close up the goal lead just a little bit, and as I say that, it's back up to
I think it got bigger.
It might have got
just
bigger.
because the Poseidon got the tower there.
Oh, the tower, yeah. Okay, so basically, all right. So that was a whole waste of time. You got nothing out of that. You got 2 kills. Good job. Nothing else though.
I mean, it's better than nothing.
Oh, they did get a tower though.
Yep, do go ahead and grab themselves their own tower over there in duo. And I mean, that's the power of Soul. Let's be real. It just you look away from the Soul for 2 seconds and you lost all of your structures. Do you see Cyberpunk's right on time for this beacon? Maybe it's just Chaos Side, you know? Maybe Chaos Side is just built differently for the beacon. Seen it go uncontested both times.
No, they just don't want to fight for it. And again, I don't blame them. Like in terms of levels, they're kind of down a good bit. So I mean, there's no point in really trying to force something that doesn't need to happen. See a rotation coming in over here right now from Rory. Doesn't look like much is gonna come of it.
Oh, something's gonna come of it.
Okay.
See that blue buff? Oh no, not going for the blue buff. Gonna go for the kill first.
Oh, push him away. The dash is back up.
There's no tower there.
Oh, there's no tower. Yeah, you're right. There should be
he's a long way from save.
That's absolutely dead, Hercules. Throw, buddy.
We do go ahead and use the Alkalong ultimate, even though you get your kill stolen. That's an unfort one there. But you get to scope out the sky.
I really hate to say it, man, but I think like both of these games are coming down to kind of a jungle gap. Crumbreon's made no impact in any of these games. You're playing 2 relatively aggressive gods in the Thor and Pele, and you're doing nothing with them. There's no pressure anywhere on the map. I mean, this is just really rough, to watch this happen.
Exactly. I think you're really kind of nailing exactly what I was thinking on the head there. It's just Crumbreon isn't looking for those aggressive plays. He uses the beads, unfortunately not quite on the mark. Soul ult gets a little bit of damage off, but Jacob's just going to be able to walk out of there with a speed boost coming from the leaves, and that's unfortunate. It was a Pele ult directly into a taunt from the pot, and just nothing you can do. He beads, it's just a little bit too late, and all of a sudden you're just dead.
Another gold coming out for Otters. This one should be free. Don't think anybody has any steal for the 2. Capri 2 might steal it.
Capri 2 could steal it. The tick. Mystic Seer.
There's no way. There's
Capri
no
2
way.
OP. And he's living a little bit longer. No. Poseidon coming in, looking to grab himself a kill. Trade out 1 for 1. Good damage coming out. Rory looking for this kill. Disapparate is used in his ankles.
Oh.
Lord Poseidon dies on the back end. Weren't quite able to see that. It looks like he may have gotten Persephone ulted there, as we do see that ult freshly coming off that cooldown. And Rory, buddy, what happened?
She's in a straight line, dog.
just kept going the same way. Ankle's broken, I guess. It's tough out here, but still not terrible. Looking at a 4K gold lead instead of probably what would have been a 6,500, so definitely good on likely to just say, I'm gonna try. Manage to go ahead and just steal gold with Capri 2.
Capri 2's broken.
While Kraken was up, I'm pretty sure.
Kraken was up. They didn't use it to secure the objective. Just no respect on the Capri. I guarantee
the Capri's not stealing it.
There's no way. Yeah, I guarantee for the rest of the game, Devo is casting Kraken on every objective, making sure it's secured.
You got to. I mean, sometimes it just works. I was playing a rank game just the other day, and we were losing. We were getting absolutely stomped. They go ahead and take the pyro there. No big problem. Everybody shows up. Not going to be able to get too much done. But back to the rank game. It was an absolute loss. It was a game we should have lost in 20 minutes. And our Geb support stole 3 fires in a row against 5 alone.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was the most bewildering thing.
That's cool, but like, Kepri 2 does like 15 damage per tick at max rank.
Yeah, but it was a Geb auto 34 minutes into the game.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
It was an auto. It wasn't a shockwave. It was a Geb auto attack.
Geb scales harder, man. That's all. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. That actually had to be like 20 damage. That's so that go through. That's just criminal that you let that happen.
I don't even think it was 20. It was probably like 12. Ooh, not quite in range to land that fracture. Likely gets out without taking half of their health to just the Horus. Persephone didn't even have to touch him. They would have taken, 300-400. Crumbrion looking to get maybe a little bit active here. Get some interesting pathing. Looks like they've been spotted out by the whole team. Unfortunately.
Wait a minute.
Zaf,
Crumbrion, you better not be. Crumbrion better not be trying to fight anything. He has an item and a half. We're 20 minutes in the game almost. Likely he's gonna die for it. I don't know what he's doing. What they're doing up there.
Yeah, just in a really weird spot. He lives by the grace of Zaf hitting the wall with Persephone. Went to throw it around the wall, just wasn't able to clear the wall. And unfortunately, Crumbrion lives there. Devo in a little bit of a tough spot, but hey, we're all here, guys. You saw all of us on the beacon, and that's just 2 kills. I don't know why we're fighting.
This is so weird. Why are they playing like that? I don't know, brother. I gotta say, this is something special I'm watching right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think they might just be a little bit shaken from that game one. They're not sure exactly how to come back from what happened. Now it's happening again. They're making panic decisions. We got to do something. I got to look for this fight, even though I'm behind. Sap goes ahead and picks up Savage Shine. This is just not looking good for the Sea Serpents.
Right. We're like not even 20 minutes in this game, but like this might just be Jover. I'm not gonna lie.
It's certainly possible. I mean, we've seen Cyberpunk really convert their lead well last game, and there's a 6-1 Persephone. I want you to take back all your slander.
I refuse. I think Zap just has 0 pressure on him at all. Crumbrion has done basically nothing this entire game. Ended up reverting his buy on Soul Eater and buys a full Shoguns.
I respect it.
So I mean, hey, I guess we're just buying anything nowadays.
That's what I'm looking for. How do I not die instantly? Magic defense. It'll work. That's just not what you want to see though. Pele is just one of those gods where you want to get in, get your 2 kills, and die for it. But get Kepri rest, so you're fine.
This is like worst case scenario for them. I mean, your jungler is basically irrelevant. Your mid laner is not doing too bad. Poseidon's 4-1, even with Zap. I think if your Sea Serpents, that's your win condition. That's the only one on your team that's not anywhere between 1 to 3 levels down.
Yeah, looking at the side lanes, it's
It's
tough.
special.
It's tough.
Special, right?
There's a 6-level lead on the 2 side lanes.
Your jungler's down an item and a half. I mean, this is just... You gotta be careful here, likely. Pops a sprint just to get away.
Yeah, I mean, I do like what we're looking at with Crumbrion saying, I can't really fight. Likely, I love going for it. It's just trying their best to just get in there and press.
Oh, what a snipe!
Unfortunately, snipe down. Crumbrion, keep pushing, get some farm. No, they were all at the fire. You got to get that wave.
Please, just farm. Don't back. Just. At this point, you're worth nothing. Even if like you weren't 3 levels down, you'd still be nothing. That was my bad. You'd still be worth nothing, is what I mean to say. Nothing.
The gold bounty on your head wouldn't
exactly
would still be small.
Exactly.
Worth the 50 gold that the game gives by default.
I think if you're mythic at this point, you're praying that Rory DCs, and I don't even think that helps them.
Yo, Rory, I'm gonna need you to turn off your internet real quick, but we need some help. And, here we are, 5v5, looking for this tier 2 in the left lane. Don't have a wave with them, which is an interesting choice. I'd love to see them just go back and start picking those up.
No wave. Your horse is kind of poked out from eating the that mid T2. Getting up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean they're just not really able to do anything without that minion wave. So I'm gonna just say, oh okay, all right, we'll back off. If you're gonna defend it that hard, I don't even want it.
But I mean, like they're so far ahead. Yeah, this is what Dave should be doing. This is a good call on his part. You'll probably get the teleport coming out from Hercules just to match it, but
I don't even think it's worth for Hercules. Why are they pushing up?
pushing up as 4 right now. They're just trying to get any bit of farm they can.
I'm just like
squad splitting a wave.
This is not good.
That was a good 2-man stun though. A lot of damage coming out.
Comes out. Good damage. Rory is hurting.
Oh, Tiger went in.
Knockup comes up. Hits 4. Jacob not quite on the mark. Not going to get too much damage out of there. And this is a much better fight than I expected out of the Sea Serpents. They might be 13k down, but they're still putting up a fight.
Yeah, this is just Lord Poseidon damage, honestly. Like, his one just conked so much of Rory's health. He was forced out of that fight. But it's not all that bad. They're gonna, you'll lose that fight. It's fine. You reset. You do a quick reset. Grab gold. Get the beacon. You got left and mid tier 2, or excuse me, right and mid tier 2s. Only one left up is the left side. I think this is a pretty successful fire giant, I'd say, for the first one of the game.
Yeah, it should be falling off relatively soon, but they do have those Titans marching in that left lane, and that's kind of where you want to be. I want to say there's maybe 30 seconds left on FG. Looking at the timer, I want to say
Something like that.
I'm pretty sure when it gets to 3/4, that's when it falls off, and then there's a minute before it spawns.
If you're the Sea Serpents, you're just completely on the back foot here. You had you had a pretty decent fight, but again, you're down 15,000 gold. Your jungler still has 2 items. Your solo laner has 3 items. Like the only one that again, like I said before, the only one that does any damage here right now is Lord Poseidon. If you're likely, your entire purpose in life is just keep him alive, even if it means trading your life, 8 or 9 times over.
Yep. If I can just keep people still for his damage and tank all of the damage that he should take, then I'm doing my job. That's the only thing I can really do.
Elshan has to be careful. 4 levels down right now.
Yeah. And wow, that Poseidon damage, absolutely unreal. 1 auto, 1 ability. Every boost is 20%.
Alright, it is a level.
Great. Ult comes out. Persephone traps everybody on the edge, setting up for the massive cracking, doing so much damage. That is 2 down already. Duo lane falls for the Mystic Sea Serpents. Looks like we might see just a little bit more of a chase. They don't have the FG buff anymore, so without minions, this is going to take a little bit of time, but that Titan is marching down. It's going to be giving them some backup as they push towards the base.
Yeah, there should just be his left Phoenix going down as well. I mean, it's such a rough position for them to be in. There's not much they can do here. Oh, Crumbia almost got 1 shot.
That is 3 birds down. When did the right and middle Phoenix fall? I don't know. I looked away for a second, and Rory killed both.
Oh, Tiger does go down here.
Out here, Tiger does fall. Rory in the back doing so much damage. How do you fight him? He's so big. He's so strong. He's in the air.
He gets a quadra here.
He's certainly going to try the best that he can.
Okay, he's not getting a
Unfortunately,
quadra.
he doesn't have the execute available here. Not going to be able to chase down that Herc
It's
too
still,
bad.
oh
Gets
man.
the delayed triple, and they end out this game in a blistering 25.5 minutes.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Neither one of these games are very close at all. I said it once. I'll say it a million more times. I mean, Cornbreon just did basically nothing. The both games put no pressure anywhere on. Again, very aggressive gods that want to get in and fight early. Um, did nothing there. 2 items, 2.5 items basically at 23 minutes. Never where you want to be. Likely 0-7 just took a lot of a lot of that focus fire. Fell behind early, wasn't able to do anything. Any support from when you're down 5 levels compared to the other support, or excuse me, 4 levels, is just never gonna get anything done.
I mean, they were still putting in work. I mean, we saw the Gold Fury steal. Nobody else stole Gold Fury. That's
That's true.
solely on the Khepri. I mean,
2,000
I didn't see Lord Poseidon steal
Hold
a
on.
Gold Fury.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
Don't say it. Don't
Hold
say it
on.
out loud,
Hold on,
please.
dude. I'm
Don't
gonna
say
lose
it.
my
You don't
mind.
need to.
That is impressive. Frank, do we have a stat for the lowest damage in the game? Please tell me we do, because that has to be it.
Yeah, I mean, the average support probably does double that. If I had to
Both
guess,
supports almost doubled that.
it
Oh
was a tough
man.
game. Okay, couldn't
Oh
even get the
brother.
soul leader online. It wasn't a Crumbrion game. Crumbrion,
Yeah, it
I'm
wasn't a
sorry,
Crumbly did that.
we're kind of poking fun a little bit, but we love you. Just get a little bit more aggressive, man. You got to have that confidence. Just get in there and get some kills.
You're playing gods like Pele and Thor. Again, I said it before, but again, like they're very aggressive gods, right? They want to get in there. They want to make something happen. They want to force things. You want to force relics. You want to force, fights that are in your favor. You want to force, easy fights. And Pele wins these 1v1s for them in the early game against this Ao Kwang. And in the early game, definitely against this Persephone, right? So they could have forced something there. They just kind of never did, and they just snowballed. Rory got off to a really fast start, popped off from there. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely. I mean, Rory looked great both games, but Zaf on this Persephone, unexpected. You don't say, "Oh, a Persephone, they're gonna go 9-1," huh?
yeah. I don't think I've ever seen that.
I thought it was supposed to be 1-9.
I haven't seen a Persephone with a positive KDA in like a year and a half.
Yeah, that's about it. Nothing too crazy. Great 2-0 set from the Cyberpunk Otters, and that's probably gonna be someone we're gonna have to look out for in the coming weeks. I've been Ruler Men with Kanade, and this has been Frank's Retirement Home.